Well, hi guys. Coach Jerry here at the Protocol Strength and Conditioning in Tucson, Arizona, and welcome to the April Mobility Warm-Up. This one is quick and dirty. We only have a few moves here that are designed to warm up pretty much the whole body in one shot. We're going to be working on the ROP, the Kettlebell Rite of Passage program. So my goal with this warm-up is to get you guys warmed up a little bit quicker so you have plenty of time to get through all those clean and press and rowing pull-up ladders that we have scheduled. And also, as the weather gets warmer, I'd like to get into more of the task-specific warm-ups a little bit quicker than we normally do during the colder seasons. So let's go ahead and get started. The first exercise that we're going to do in this warm-up is called the Jungle Gym Starfish. Now, we call it Jungle Gym because that's the brand that we use here. You can do this with virtually any suspension trainer, but what's really neat about these things is that these can work. You can have a set of these at home. You can throw them over a door and shut the door, and they'll just get stuck in that position. They'll be really sturdy for you to be able to do a lot of different kinds of exercises. We have a lot of folks that travel a lot and they take these with them. I'll put a link to the Jungle Gym XTs in the description below. But let's go ahead and talk about this warm-up. The easiest way to get this thing started is actually from the top. You want to find a position with your arms overhead and your feet squat distance apart, and you want to have a nice open through the chest. We're going to initiate the movement with a slight hinge, and we're going to use that to dip into a deep squat. Once we're in our deep squat, we're going to drive right back out and come back into that overhead position. We kind of look like a little starfish. It looks like this. Deep squat, rise and extend. Deep squat, rise and extend. We're going to be doing 10 of these. So that is the Jungle Gym Starfish. The next exercise we're going to be doing in this warm-up is called the Palloff Press. I'm going to be using one of the pull-up bands, but this could be way more challenging than you might think. So I recommend starting with either a very light pull-up band or even one of the stretchy bands that you would use for like your shoulder mobility warm-ups. I'm over here by my low pull-up bars, but you can really attach this to anything that is secure. You can do this on a squat rack if you have it, but to do that, you just fold it into itself. So if it's wrapped around there, it just does one of these where it's just attached on there really sturdy. So I'm going to put that on my pull-up bar here. Actually, I kind of prefer to use a squat rack, to be honest with you guys, because I can adjust the height to the necessary spot for myself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand, place it inside the band, and I'm going to find a distance to space myself out at to where I have a nice amount of resistance in the band. Not too much, but just enough. I'm going to place my feet about hip width apart. I'm going to engage everything through my middle, nice hollow position, and the other hand is going to be clasped on top of the hand that's holding the band. The Palloff press consists of pulling your shoulders down and pushing the band out. Now, I hope my demonstration in the video shows me to be nice and stiff, and the band is not rocking me around too much. If you have too heavy of a band or you're out too far, you may have one of those experiences when you come out, it's trying to move you. You want to find a resistance and a spacing to where you look like a statue that is only moving through the arms. We'll be doing 10 of these. And you're going to feel these anti-rotation muscles try to fight to keep yourself straight. When you're finished with your 10, you're going to turn and face the other direction, switch hands into the other side, and do the same thing on the other side. One of the first things that you're going to notice is that the weak side of your transverse abdominis is going to have a much, much tougher time performing that exercise than the strong side. So if you're a righty, when the band is in your left hand, be mindful about how your body is moving in those two positions. But that's going to be warm-up drill number 2, the Palloff press. The next drill that we're going to be working on is called the thoracic bridge. This is probably one of the more challenging ones to do, so I'm going to show some regressions to it. But before I do that, I want to show you guys what the finished product looks like. We're going to begin on hands and knees. Now, I've got my mat on top of the turf, so I have some nice double padding here. I'm going to place my hands, place my knees, and then my toes are going to be turned under so I can pop my knees up off the ground about 2 inches or so. While maintaining this position, I'm going to start with my left hand and my right leg. I'm going to sweep that right leg underneath my left leg, turn my body, open the hips, and with my left hand, reach over here like I'm trying to touch somebody over here. Now, my feet are flat on the ground, 45 degrees in the opposite direction here, and I'm reaching while driving the hips up and then returning to the start position, preferably without letting my knees touch the ground. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Reach while lifting. So in time, 5 reps on each side would just go left, right, left, right, and so on. If you really, really struggle with this one, it's okay. You can do just the bridge part. So to do that, you'll come down into a seated position, place one hand behind you, feet flat on the ground, reach over in the opposite direction. So if it's my left hand, I'm reaching to the right, and I'm going to drive like so, switch hands, and drive like so. And continue working on that, and once that feels good, maybe you can start to add the rotation from the hands and knees. Our last drill is a conventional hip bridge. This is going to feel ever so slightly different than the thoracic bridge. Now we're going to isolate more so in the hips versus the T-spine that we just felt in the other one. For this one, you're going to need either a foam roller, or you can take a pair of shoes and kind of push them together, and so the soles are on the outside so you can kind of squish into them with your knees. With the foam roller, I'm just going to place it slightly above my knees. I'm going to lie down on my back. Hands at the sides, and you're going to come up and squeeze your butt while also trying to isometrically squeeze the foam roller. We're going to be doing this one for sets of 5, but there's going to be a 3-second pause at the top, so it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And with each repetition, you're trying to get just a little bit higher every time. Really bring that bridge up. You're going to feel that in your glutes and your hamstrings. Once you guys are finished with these, we can go ahead and get into these task-specific warm-ups that we will have for some of these sessions coming up here in April. But guys, that is the mobility warm-up for April. Simple, quick, and easy. Enjoy. We'll see you soon.